Welcome back to the Anabolic Hub, where we make anabolic deliciousness. We're back outside my kitchen today, and we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be diving into the Remington James RJF Cookbook, and we're going to be putting together a shredding meal plan that consists of 2,200 total calories. We're going to break it down meal by meal, talk about why I like these foods, why I think this is a great place to get started, and how easy it is to use something like Rem's Cookbook to put together a shredding plan for you. So let's get things started by looking at meal number one. Here we go. For meal number one, we have a nice simple one, an anabolic egg and cheese sandwich. Doesn't get any easier than this. All you're doing is cooking up some egg whites, you're cutting a slice of bread in half, you're throwing some cheese on there, folding it all together, and you got yourself a nice, easy, and quick anabolic breakfast. The protein in this is unbelievable. As you can imagine, with the egg whites, it's pure protein. You're spraying a little bit of, I can't believe it's not butter on there, to add a little bit of flavor to the bread. But man, if you have a pan, egg whites, and a slice of bread, it'd be tough to mess this one up. You basically put it all in the pan, fold it together, and you got yourself one of the simplest breakfasts that you can make that's going to leave you feeling full, satisfied, and starting off your day with a ton of protein already in the bank. It's a no-brainer. There's no excuses here. You cannot say, oh, I don't have time to make breakfast, I gotta run out the door. You got 5 minutes, you got yourself a super anabolic breakfast that's going to get your day of shredding off to a great start. For meal number two, we have the birthday cake bites. Oh my goodness. This one I made when Rem first released it, and I fell in love with it right away for a couple of reasons. It's super simple to make, and they taste delicious. And you can eat the entire amount, and it's totally fine. The calories, super low. The protein, super high. This one's a no-brainer. If you don't have a mini muffin pan yet, you need to go out and buy one. And the recipe couldn't be any simpler to make. You're just adding all of the ingredients into the bowl, whisking it up. The hardest part is scooping the batter into the mini muffin tray. But if you can get over that and you got an oven, you got yourself a super satisfying snack that's still, again, packed with protein. Tastes so good, it feels like you're eating a dessert. You get those rainbow sprinkles on there, and it literally feels like you're eating something that's a treat that you shouldn't be having, but it's totally fine. Once you look at the macros on this one, you are blown away. It is something that if you're not making this snack right now, you need to start. It is something mid-morning, it's going to leave you satisfied until lunch, to the point where you might even forget that it's lunchtime. These are so good. The other great part about these is that it's super simple to meal prep. You can throw them in an airtight container and they will last you the entire week. You portion them out based on what your calorie goals are. If you don't want to have them all at once, or maybe you want to make a double batch, you can easily do that with these, and it's something that'll last the entire week long, give you something to snack on that's a nice, easy grab and go, running out the door. Gonna keep anabolic shredding meal plan style of eating going the entire week. You gotta try this one. It is super simple, super satisfying, and one of the number one things I think is in Rem's cookbook for sure, without a doubt. And meal number three, General Tso's chicken. This one is another one that I made right away when Rem released it, and it is so good. Oh my goodness. And talk about, again, the recurring theme, packed with protein, super satisfying. All you have to do, it's basically 3 ingredients. It doesn't get any easier than this. You need your chicken, you need your low-calorie cornflakes with the best macros, and you need your G. Hughes sweet and spicy sauce. You get those 3 things, all you're really doing is combining these things together, popping it in the oven, letting it cook up, and you have yourself a meal that you could easily split into 2, which I would suggest you do for this meal plan. It is, believe it or not, a little too much protein, especially for a lunch, but it's something you can portion out. You can have half one day, you can have half the next day. Again, meal prepping, so key when you're shredding, having those go-to meals, something in the fridge that you can just pull out. We don't want to have to overthink it. The more we can prepare in advance, the better. And this is one of those recipes that you can definitely do that for. The flavors are so good. The crunchiness you get from the cornflakes is awesome. Baking them up is super easy. You're throwing them all into one big bowl, mixing everything together, And if you save out some of those cornflakes and you sprinkle them on top before you put it into the oven, it comes out even crispier. It's something that has great texture, great flavor, gonna leave you satisfied. And man, it is, like I said, so easy to make. It's a no-brainer. This is something here that is great for lunch. I love making it. I will have it 2 days in a row. Heck, I might even have it for a lunch and for a dinner that night. It's that good. It reheats really well. And man, the macros are incredible. The best part about this recipe is that if sweet and spicy is not your thing, you can switch it up with any of the G. Hughes sauces and they are all fantastic. You want honey mustard one day, you can have honey mustard. If you want to have barbecue sauce one day, you got your hickory barbecue sauce you can throw on there too. It's one of those recipes that's also very versatile. You can use it to keep it fresh. It's like a new recipe every time, and it's the same simple method to make it. Each time, it's your go-to. Man, this is one that is so good, protein packed. You cannot define any other meal that is more of a shredding meal than this. It is perfect. The next meal is one of the best ones. All you have to do is smash the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and comment down below. Do you guys have the RJF Cookbook? Have you bought it yet? What do you think of it? Quick review, let me know. All right, let's get back to the video. Next up for meal number 4, we have the peanut butter fudge. I did a review of this recipe on my channel and I didn't think it was that great when I first tried it. I was a little unimpressed. I think I gave it a 6 point something on my review on a scale out of 10. But man, after I had the leftovers in my fridge for a couple days and I kept trying it, the recipe really started to grow on me. I didn't think that it would be enough volume to leave you satisfied, but I'm telling you, you have half of this, you have a third of this, heck, even a quarter of this, you feel full eating it. It is very dense, very satisfying. It's one of those things for in terms of an afternoon snack is definitely going to carry you over to get to that dinner meal. It's so easy to do, especially once you make it. You can make a whole bunch of it all at once and then you have it portioned out in your freezer, grab and go. Because it's frozen, it's going to take you longer to eat, which as we know, we don't want to be having something like a protein bar that we can eat in about 5 seconds. Having to eat this fudge over a matter of even just a few minutes makes it last that much longer, makes it be that much more satisfying. I've almost done a 180 on this recipe and it's turned into one of those go-to snacks for me that I will meal prep out for the week, regardless of what I'm having. It's just something that's super simple to pull out of the refrigerator, so easy to make. The ingredients are super simple, such an easy thing to put together. It's now turned into one of those things that I find is a very easy thing to make for a snack that I can have that's gonna leave me satisfied and feeling full until I get to that magical meal number 5. And that brings us to the last meal of the day, the chicken fajita stuffed peppers. This one didn't get a whole lot of love, at least based on the view count on Rem's channel, but man, once you look at the macros and once you see the volume on this, in all 3 of these stuffed peppers, it's amazing. I've had this a few times for dinner over the last couple months and it is super satisfying, super simple to put together. It's something that's even good to meal prep out if you wanted to turn it into a lunch. It's 3 peppers in total. You could easily have 1 for lunch over a 3-day period, no problem at all. Very satisfying. You turn it into a dinner like we are here, and it's just something that's going to leave you full and satisfied for the rest of the night. See that recurring theme? Leaving you full and satisfied? That's why these recipes by Rem are so good in general. This one in particular, as soon as I had it, I knew it was gonna turn into one of my go-to dinners. It's very simple to put together, especially if you're cooking for someone else too. It's something very easily that you could share. You could add a 4th pepper and you could each split 2. You could heck just double up the recipe and everybody can have 3. Just depends on what your goals are in terms of calories and where you're at for the day. But it is so good, so satisfying, so cheesy. It's something that's one of those savory recipes with all those sweet snacks that we're having during the day that are of course protein packed. This is something that's a nice way to finish off your day with something savory, get that cheesy flavor. It's a great way to use rice, which we tend to stay away from on the anabolic diet because it's usually not very filling, but it works very well with this particular recipe. It comes together very nice with the pepper and the rest of the ingredients, and it's something that's going to allow you to end your day of shredding super satisfied, feeling full. It's super simple to make. Getting to the finish line on your day of this shredding plan is so easy and it's a lot of fun to put together. You're basically combining a bunch of ingredients together that are going to be a flavor explosion. especially if you use all the spices that Rem recommends, which I totally suggest that you do. They all work very well. What a great way to cap off your day of your shredding meal plan by having something with this much volume in it. So satisfying. It's gonna round out your macros perfectly, and you're going to be going to bed waiting to get up the next day to crush your next workout. There you have it, our 5-meal shredding meal plan using the Remington James RJF Cookbook. This is something that's a no-brainer purchase to buy. The best part about having Rem's cookbook is that he gives you a reference to every single recipe on his channel. You can just look it up, go to his YouTube channel, search for it. He shows you how to make it. He shows you what it should look like, takes all the guesswork out of it. It's a no excuse way to get your shredding meal plan going. All you have to do is figure out what's your protein goal, how many calories should you be having, and you're off to the races building your plan. So how about you? Have you tried any of these meals? Have you put together a shredding meal plan using the RJF cookbook? Do you just use Rem's channel to put your recipes together? Are there any that you might substitute instead of the ones that we talked about today? Let's have a discussion down in the comment section. I'm very curious how people are using this book. There's a ton of recipes in it, so many options to choose from. I'm gonna flash up the macros for the full day here so you can see exactly what's in the meal plan that we talked about. Let's talk about Remington's cookbook down in the comment section below, and I will see all of you in the next one. Bye.